Shane, we come into our state ranking segment of our show, and man, did we have some good games last week. St. Teresa beat Tuscola 56-28. Maroa Forsyth beat Williamsville, who is ranked number 2 in 3A, 35-15. Of course, we have already mentioned the EPC forcing game 34-8. Chicago Hope getting that big win against St. Ignatius, 14-7 in overtime. That will propel Chicago Hope into the playoffs. All they got to do is get that 5th win. Granted, their schedule gets much harder the next 3 weeks with their opponents coming up in IC, Bishop Max, Wheaton St. Francis. Still, yeah. And then Aurora Christian, they moved to 4-0 after they beat Riverside Brookfield 6-2 in a baseball game.
Yeah, and a lot of people are kind of wondering what Aurora Christian is going to be. You get that we dropped their multiplier, and I think they match up with EIC this week.
Yes,
they
play EIC this week.
That's a game to watch. If that's close at all, that's big problems for 1A as far as teams around here. EIC blows them away like they should, then that's okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
if that's close.
Well, and here's the thing with Aurora Christian. I mean, they're athletic. There's no doubt about that. They can throw the ball all over the place, which is going to spell problems for 1A North come playoff time. However, they're not very big. They do play physical, though, because, I mean, Newman last year beat them by 3 scores in the first round. That's why they're in 1A this year. But they gave Newman everything they could handle for 3 quarters plus last year.
Right. I mean, this is a team that, 5-4, going to draw a 9-0 Winslow team. I mean, that could end up being a game for the playoffs that you would expect to see in the semifinals.
Well, that's just it, because, I mean, if you take a look, too, last year Leland Winslow fell into the number 1 seed for the only fact that they were the only undefeated team in the North. Right now, you got Princeville, who very well could go 9-0, and Ottawa Marquette the same, and both those 2 teams are going to have more playoff points than Leland Winslow, most likely by the end of the season.
Right.
That is going to put Leland Winslow most likely at the 3 seed if they can win.
Right. So, I mean, that helps Leland Winslow as far as I'm concerned. Because, I would take Aurora Christian over Princeville, and I'd take them over Ottawa Marquette.
Oh, hands down.
Right, just simple schedule issues that these teams face. I mean, we saw Princeville coming into the NUIC last year and escape with an overtime victory.
Right, exactly. They had that double overtime win against Dakota, and they had to replay Anawan Weathersfield where they squeaked out a win, and then they got destroyed by Borston. It wasn't trounced. That was demolished. But, as stated, they're right there, right where we expect them to be coming into 2018, and they have not let us down yet. So, we'll break down our state rankings right now. Shane, we'll start in 1A where we normally do. At number 1, I still have Gibson City, Melvin Sibley, as they are 4-0 on the year with their big win over Fieldcrest, who was once in our 2A rankings. Number 2, I have the Leland Winslow Panthers, where they've been all year for myself. Number 3, Aurora Christian. Number 4, I have Athens. At number 5, I have Ottawa Marquette, as both of those 2 teams moved up because I have Tuscola at number 6 after their loss to St. Teresa. Number 7, I have Princeville. At number 8, I have Argenta Oriana. At number 9, I moved up the Fisher Bunnies, and breaking into my top 10 for the first time this year is Camp Point Central. NUIC teams outside of the top 10, I have Milledgeville 11, Forsyth at 12, Dakota at 13.
Very well, Kyle. A lot of teams are going to be pretty similar here as they have been all year. Unlike you, I like Leland Winslow, the number 1 team, followed by GCMS. Flip a coin. It is what it is. 3, Aurora Christian, followed by Tuscola at 4. I don't think that loss hurts them in the rankings in 1A. It's quite as bad as some people think it does. No. 5, Ottawa Marquette, followed by Athens at 6. Undefeated Princeville at 7. Camp Point Central at 8. Number 9 team would be Argenta. And my number 10 team would be the Milledgeville Missiles for the NUIC.
Very good, Shane. So that brings our panel. Class 1A state rankings like this. At number 1 is Lena Wenzel with that 4-0 mark after they beat Lena 42-7. At number 2 is GCMS with that 48-6 win over Fieldcrest. And number 3 is Aurora Christian. They beat Riverside Brookfield 6-2. Keep in mind, Riverside Brookfield does have an enrollment of over 1,700 kids. At number 4 is Athens. They are 3-1 after they beat Riverton 62-0. And number 5 is Ottawa Marquette. They improved to 4-0 with a 68-20 win over Mooseheart. Number 6 is Tuscola as they fall to 3-1 after that loss to St. Teresa 56-28. Number 7 is Princeville. Like you said, still 4-0 after they beat Monmouth United 56-7. And number 8 is Argenta Oriana as they beat Sangamon Valley 52-13. At number 9, moving into our panel top 10 for the first time is Camp Point Central as they beat our previous number 14th ranked Concord Triopia 38-7. And cracking our top 10 for the first time this year are the Milledgeville Missiles as they beat Farmer City Blue Ridge 61-0. In the NUIC, outside of the top 10, are the Dakota Indians at number 12 with their 3-1 record after they beat East Dubuque 35-29. Forreston is at number 13 as they fall to EPC 34-8, fall to 2-2 on the year. And Stockton comes in at number 18 after their close loss to West Carroll 18-12. Now on the Class 2A side, Shane, I'll go ahead and start here once again. At number 1, I have Maroa Forsyth, where I've had them all year. At number 2, I have Orion. At number 3 is St. Teresa as they move up. Big win over Tuscola. At number 4, I have Sterling Newman. At number 5, I have Chicago Hope. At number 6 is Bismarck Kenny. At number 7 is Carthage Illini West. At number 8, I moved back into the top 10 for the first time this year. I'm sorry, I guess that's not moving back in. It's putting them in the top 10 for the first time this year. The EPC Wildcats. At number 9, I have West Hancock. And at number 10, I have Tri-Valley.
Very nice, Kyle. This doesn't really happen often, but our top 10 is literally one team off. Just to recap that quickly, Maroa Forsyth at number 1, followed by Orion at number 2, followed by St. Teresa at 3, Sterling Newman 4, Chicago Hope at 5, Bismarck at 6, Carthage Illini West at 7, West Hancock at 8, Rock Ridge at 9, and my number 10 team would be EPC as well.
Very good. So that's going to take our panel 2A state rankings. Number 1, Maroa Forsyth, as they move to 4-0, beating the number 2 ranked team in Class 3A, Williamsville, 35-15. And number 2 is Orion after they beat Port Byron Riverdale, 56-0. Number 3 is St. Teresa as they stay perfect with that 56-28 win over previous number 4 ranked Tuscola. And number 4 is Sterling Newman as they beat Morrison 55-8. Number 5, Bismarck Kenny improves to 4-0 with their 35-26 win over Georgetown. Number 6 is Carthage Illini West. They beat Abingdon Avon 60-13 to improve to 4-0. Number 7, Chicago Hope moves to 3-1 with their 14-7 win over St. Iggy. At number 8 is EPC as they are 4-0 after they beat Forreston 34-8. And number 9 is West Hancock with their 3-1 mark after they beat Quincy Notre Dame 26-21. And rounding out the top 10 is Pana as they are 3-1 after they lost to number 6 ranked in Class 3A Carlinville 49-12. Now we go to our NUIC Power 5, Shane, where we do have a little bit of a shake-up here in the shuffle after the big game between EPC and Forreston. Number 1, I have Lena Winslow still, 4-0. At number 2, I move up the EPC Wildcats, as they are also 4-0. Number 3 is the Milledgeville Missiles, as they are 4-0. I bring the Forreston Cardinals in at number 4 as they fall to 2-2, and that's because my number 5 are the Dakota Indians as they improved to 3-1, but that one blemish is still the Forreston.
Right. Virtually the same Power 5 here as you. Lena Winslow, EPC, Milledgeville, Forreston, Dakota. A lot of that has to do with what we've talked about a lot in the past few years, is just the separation within the conference.
Right, exactly. So then you got Carrie's Power 5. She comes in at number 1 with Lena Winslow. At number 2, she's going to differ with us. She has the Milledgeville Missiles. At number 3, she has EPC. At number 4 is Forreston, and number 5 is Dakota. So that brings our panel Power 5. At number 1 are the Lena Winslow Panthers. Number 2 are the EPC Wildcats, and number 3 is Milledgeville. Number 4 is Forreston, and rounding out the Power 5 are the Dakota Indians. Alright, that gives you a look at where we have our state rankings as we head into Week 5 along with our NUIC Power 5. Shane, we should have a lot of good games here. We've listed off quite a few that should be good games going forward. A lot of big games across the state as well. Like you stated, one of the big ones is going to be what Aurora Christian does with immaculate possession.
Right. Hopefully not a repeat of what was that 2008 where EIC kind of fell down and just rolled through the playoffs. Hopefully that's not the case with Aurora Christian. I don't expect it to be. But this game shouldn't be that close. If it is, then maybe
yeah, no, I would definitely agree because I mean, you get Aurora Christian into 1A. The last time they were there, they were not very successful, but that was in the early years of the Don Beebe era, before they became what they ended up being. They've had a tough run of luck here over the last 4 years. Thus the 1A mark. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like we said, a lot of great games. Get out to the ball games. Make sure you get to the Upstate Game of the Week as well on Saturday, where Milledgeville plays at Orangeville at 11 o'clock. As always, root for the NUIC.